All right, welcome everybody. This is our first episode, so it's not going to be as professional. So if you look back at this years from now, don't judge us on it. All right?
Yeah, we doing it on the fly, man.
On the fly. All right, so what we have here is a channel where we're going to discuss anything. It's going to be regular conversation. We feel like this is innovative, never really seen before, where you just have people just having regular conversation, but putting it on tape. So we're just going to get started. James Harden versus Russell Westbrook.
Well, I think I'm gonna pick Russell Westbrook, and I'm gonna pick Russell Westbrook for a few reasons. First of all, there's never been somebody to me who's mastered the point guard position since maybe Magic Johnson, quite like how he did it. Mm-hmm. His explosiveness at the point guard position is unparalleled.
Yes.
The way he was able to average a triple double, you know what I'm saying, and the way he averaged a triple double, you know, was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just the amount of points that he averaged with the triple double.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is something that hadn't been done in how many years since the Big O did it. You know what I'm saying?
72, I think.
72. So I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. Also, when you take into consideration that he had one of the greatest players of all time on his squad, Kevin Durant, he left. You know what I'm saying? And everybody thought that this team was just gonna crash and burn. Mm-hmm. And instead of doing that, he floats his team to what was it, 6 seed, 7 seed?
6 seed.
6 seed?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was just amazing for the amount of talent that he had surrounding him. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel that if you were to put James Harden on his team, they would have done as well. Now, yeah,
really?
I don't. We saw what James Harden did when he was on the Houston Rockets with Dwight Howard. He dragged them to the 8th seed, but that's as far as they went. You know what I'm saying? You put Russell Westbrook on the Houston Rockets. What seed are they? You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, who would you rather? First of all, Houston's offense is predicated on what? 3-point shooting. Who's a better 3-point shooter between Westbrook and Harden?
From what I've been seeing lately, Westbrook.
Come on, man.
Yeah, James Harden he been chucking up shots and they ain't been falling. He's the type of player that'll miss 9 in a row and then he'll hit that 10th one that'll win you the game. You know what I'm saying? He's, you know, on paper he's supposed to be a better 3-point shooter than Russell Westbrook, but these past series I ain't been seeing it.
I guess, but my thing with Westbrook, you know, a lot of what you said is valid, and he won me over at the end of the regular season when he made that game-winning shot. But if it wasn't for that, I'd be still lobbying for Harden, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm all about integrity of the game. Now, it's ironic that I say that because I'm gonna let you guys know in advance that I believe the NBA is highly rigged. I don't mind saying it. Don't give a fuck because it's the truth. But
he ain't gonna get off that, y'all. I've been trying to get him off that BS. I'll say there are some things that may have certain rigging factors to it, but he takes this to a whole nother level. You guys will eventually see what I'm saying, man.
Well, I mean, as of today, what's today's date? It's May 11th. Mm-hmm. I said when I saw what happened with the Bulls. I mean, I'm not trying to go on a tangent here. We'll go back to our initial point, but I'm just going on this tangent to say when I saw the Bulls go up. Because everybody before the series started, motherfuckers was saying the Bulls got a shot before the series even started. They was disrespecting the shit out of the Celtics. And the reason why they did that is because they saw that they weren't shit. We saw it against the Cavs. You know, it was the battle for the number 1 seed. I'm watching the game, and the Celtics look like hot garbage.
They did, but that's the Cavs, though. They're going up against one of the best teams probably in NBA history.
But the Cavs didn't
at least modern NBA history.
The Cavs themselves wasn't playing well in the regular season. So they were both like, I feel like at home the Celtics should have took that. The Cavs weren't playing well. But you saw your team drop, and I'm a Hawks fan. I'm a fair weather Hawks fan these days, but yet and still I'm a Hawks fan. He's a fucking LeBron fan.
All day.
Let me tell you something. His team lost to my team in 2 different ways. The first game, the starters didn't even play, man. He lost. They lost to the fucking B team.
That's all
the
good.
Second and third
That's
stringer.
all good. But who competing for the title right now?
Man,
all that is regular season and don't mean jack shit right now. Not to mention, we all know that the Cavs turn it on and turn it off when they feel like it. When they feel like coming to play, they'll play and they'll run you up off the floor. When they don't feel like playing, they look like dog shit. And those times going up against the Hawks, they look like dog shit.
Not that second game because they were up 20-something points. I don't remember the exact number, and then they blew the shit out that lead.
That's what I mean. They look like dogs.
No, but they came to play, and then shit.
They turned into dog shit. They turned into fertilizer. You feel me? So, but who going to the the finals this year?
Well, whose back does the NBA have?
LeBron. You got eliminated in the first round.
Man, look.
Your squad. So
we ain't got no superstars. The NBA ain't gonna let us get to the fucking finals with no superstar. I'm not saying we should have got this shit.
You ain't got no superstar because don't nobody want to go play for that shit.
Man, but Dwight Howard wanted to play. He's a super.
Dwight Howard ain't no goddamn superstar. Don't do that.
I think he still he
ain't been a superstar since Orlando.
Even if he was still a superstar, he still might have made his way to the Hawks. I'm just saying that somebody wanted to play there.
That is supreme conjecture. Let's go back to what you were saying, dog, about James Harden.
No. I'm not getting there yet. We're gonna get back to that. I wanted to get back to the Celtics and the Bulls. Okay. So everybody was disrespecting the Celtics by saying the Bulls can knock them off, and then we saw in the first 2 games that those comments and those sentiments had basis. We saw the Celtics look like garbage. So what does the NBA do? Because I've seen a pattern over the last few years. Look at the 2014 Pacers. All right, they looked like they were dominating in January. All right, one of the best defensive team. They had it all. They had everything in January. Even back, we made a bet about that. That's how much they impressed me. I said the Pacers can knock the Heat off. Me being naive at the time, I didn't know. Now I've been reading up on this shit and I've been noticing it, and now I know what's up.
Guys, he's not gonna get off of this whole thing. We're not gonna be able to talk like it's just a regular game.
Because it's not.
We're gonna always talk about rigging and all that stuff, especially if it doesn't go his way. So just notice that from here on out, he's gonna be talking about rigging, especially if he picks a team and that doesn't happen. You picked a team in the Pacers, which was. What was it? What seed was it when they went into the playoffs?
That year they were the 1 seed.
They were the 1 seed.
See, that's how good they were playing at the beginning of the season. They tailed off. They fell the fuck off, in which I said to you, they fell off. And they still came away with the number 1 seed. Man, that's how good they were playing.
Them boys got destroyed.
Man, look.
They got destroyed because what happens, the regular season is not, I don't put so much stock in the regular season like everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, then the Bulls should have never been able to give the Boston Celtics any type of go.
Well, they fell off too.
And yet the Boston Celtics went to the 1st seed, and the Bulls went to the 8th. And yet the Bulls should have beaten the Celtics. So how much does the regular season and seeding always mean?
Well, I see what you're saying, but let me get you on that. You say the Bulls should have won. Now you talk to me about this rigging shit, but what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? If you're going to accuse me,
I want to get back to the James Harden thing.
We're gonna get back to that.
But as far as that, and that's when I was saying at the beginning, guys, that I do believe that there is some rigging factors. I don't believe that Rondo just so happened to have this phantom fracture of his thumb. You know what I'm saying? Just out of the blue. To which there is no footage of when this supposed injury happened.
None. Even Fred Hoiberg said the 3rd quarter, so he pinpointed the range of the time frame. Why don't we see any footage of it? It doesn't make sense.
Exactly. And it just seems to me that at the time where the Bulls should have had their turn to go ahead to at least the 2nd round, you know what I'm saying? This happens out of the blue, and all of a sudden the Celtics turn the tide and are able to beat them.
And another thing is he played through the injury. So he played through the quote-unquote injury. He played through it in that game. If he got injured in the 3rd quarter, that motherfucker played the 4th. So how, it just doesn't make sense. Why couldn't the Bulls have went up 3-0 first before that bullshit happened? Well, because then it would have been over.
Well, unless they turn around and won 4 straight,
which would look. I think there's a reason why the NBA's never allowed that to happen. That would look fishy. You know,
the Clippers blew a 3 lead.
3-1.
3-1 lead.
3-1. I mean,
still
that's bad too. But 3-0, I feel like a lot of people. You have the average Joe. Certain things, motherfuckers will be like, "Oh, this shit rigged." That I think somebody get blown a 3-0 lead. That'll have the average Joe talking about, "This is rigged."
Okay.
You know, so I would argue maybe that's why. But yeah. Here's what I was getting ready to say. I've noticed the pattern that the number 1 seed, no matter how they're playing, they're gonna go to the conference finals. All right, the Pacers did what we talked about. My 2015 Hawks, they fell the fuck off just as the Pacers did. I compare those two teams. They fell off. We lost to the fucking Knicks, I remember. One of our last regular season games in that season. We lost to the garbage ass Knicks at home. You know, and we still got to the conference finals. Now we obviously the 16 Cavs, obviously they were gonna go. So let's skip that. This year, I said it before the playoffs even started. You know, I think the NBA is gonna have their back. And well, I don't know if I said it before the playoffs, but I definitely said it once I saw Rondo go out. I'm like, okay, they advance. As it stands now, the Celtics are up 3-2. 3-2 on the Wizards. The Wizards are a better team. They showed that already. They showed it in the playoffs. They showed it in the regular season. They're a better team.
I picked the Wizards to beat the Celtics as well. I think that they're a better team too. They gave me some doubts though. Watching this series, it looks like Boston is a tough team for them, for some reason. So
yeah, the reason is they're laying down on purpose.
Man, get back to this James Harden.
All right, now we're ready. We're ready. But all I'm gonna say is, the last thing I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna prove to be prophetic. The Cavs are gonna win the championship, even though the Warriors are the best team in the NBA. All right, so Russell
First
Westbrook.
of all, the Warriors are not the best team in the NBA.
They are.
They are not, at least not to me. Okay, I think the Warriors are one of the best constructed teams in the NBA. And if you got 4 All-Stars on your team, or potential All-Stars on your team, or I should say,
No, they are 4.
They're all 4
yeah.
All-Stars
Yeah.
and a few potential Hall of Famers, I should say,
Right.
on your team. Then you're gonna blow people out. Okay, but does that mean that they're the best actual team? You know what I'm saying? I don't feel that way.
I think the
If
statistics.
they were the best team, then they would have won the championship last year.
Fucking rigged, goofball.
Did he go with that rig shit, y'all?
You
This
can't
is
put
gonna irritate you guys.
You
I'm
can't
telling
put
you.
stock in playoff results and deduct and infer to do shit from that. You can't do it. You can't do it. It means jack shit. All right.
Man,
Who the NBA chooses to win does not determine who's better.
Draymond Green got himself suspended. You cannot rig something like that. He got himself suspended. He did that. If he didn't do anything, he wouldn't have got suspended.
Did he get suspended in the Western Conference Finals when he did the shit twice?
That's exactly why he got suspended this time.
No,
because he got
okay.
away with it the other times,
Nah,
and they
fuck
were
outta
fed
here.
up with him constantly doing it, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Fuck out of here.
How many chances do you think the NBA is supposed to give you?
They would have gave him more chances if they favored him like they did against the Thunder.
No, man.
Dante Jones had no infractions on the year in the Eastern
Who the hell
Conference
is
Finals.
Dante Jones?
So
He's nobody.
So you're saying the league was biased? That's
Exactly.
corruption. That's corruption. That is
Call
corruption.
it what you want, but this is life. It's not corruption. It's life. Everybody is not created equal. Everybody is not going to get the same opportunities and the same passes that everybody else gets. It's not going to happen.
It's supposed to happen.
It's just life.
That's bullshit.
It's just, well, that's
Even-
how it is. You're not going to get the same opportunity. You are not the same box office as Dante Jones is not the same box office as Draymond Green is.
That's not supposed to influence your decision.
Why wouldn't it? Why you talking? You trying to make money? You trying to get people to come and see your show? This
Come
is
on, man.
entertainment.
Come
so
on,
you're
motherfuckers
not
gonna show up
let
anyway.
People, come on, man.
The Thunder sell out they sold out every game before Kevin Durant.
Bro,
They're gonna show up anyway.
You're not gonna get treated the same way.
You're
Dante
supposed
Jones
to.
is not gonna get treated the same as LeBron James. And no, he shouldn't. He shouldn't supposed to get the same treatment because he didn't do as much as LeBron did to gain that favor.
You mean Draymond?
Draymond, LeBron. I said Dante wouldn't get treated the same as LeBron or Draymond because his output is not equal to theirs. So why should he be treated equal to theirs if his output isn't equal to theirs?
What a skewed argument.
Well, then debate it then, nigga. You feel me?
You know damn well the Western that's one of the biggest things you point to when it comes to rigging. You say the Western Conference Finals was rigged. If it was not rigged, Draymond would have got suspended even if he didn't have that limit that would get you suspended automatically. Because Dante Jones didn't have that limit. He hit Bismack Biyombo on the nuts. He got suspended a game. Draymond did it twice and they didn't suspend him.
They were giving him a pass because of who he was.
That's bullshit. And then they should have did it again. Because here's the thing.
No, I'm gonna keep doing it over and over.
I'm gonna point to something that someone said.
There's gonna be a limit even to superstar. There's gonna be a limit even to star.
That limit should have been on that second, at the very least, that second technical, that second nut hit that Draymond did in the Western Conference Finals. But that shit was rigged as fuck for the Warriors to get there, so they didn't do it. But let me say something.
Here's my with the rigging, y'all.
Here's my problem.
This is gonna be infinite. I'm trying to tell you. Just watch out for this, bro. I'm
sheer hypocrisy, because this motherfucker here does it when he chooses. He picks and chooses when he wants to do it. And he's laughing because he knows the truth.
No, I'm laughing because I rarely talk about rigging. I really don't. Because it needs to be agreed. It has to be out there for me to say, okay, that's what it was. If I don't see any evidence of it, then I don't even go down that road.
Man.
Because there's no point in watching basketball or sports in general, for that matter, if you're just going to keep talking about something being rigged. Then why watch it?
Here's the thing. I'm glad you said that time and time again to me off air. My argument to that is, first of all, I don't watch every playoff game. I watch the finals, but I don't watch every playoff game. The Spurs Rockets, from what I understand, it's been a good series. I have hardly been watching this shit because I have notions about that too. But I'm gonna leave them. I'm not gonna say them right now because I'm not sure. Not because I'm not all in on those theories. So I'm gonna leave them out. But I watch it because I get comedy out the shit. It's hysterical to me when I sit here and see all these results that a lot of them I pick. These games were predetermined, okay? And I still watch the regular season. Some regular season games are rigged too, but most of them are clean. So I watch that. So if I'm gonna watch the regular season, of course I'm gonna at least pay attention to the playoffs. I can't stop, but I can't let it go completely. Why would I do that? I love basketball. It's just I wish that it was fucking clean, and I'll expose the NBA,
All right, well, let's get back to this James.
No, not yet.
You will not talk to me about James Harden.
We're gonna get to that because I got some strong opinions on that too.
Okay. All right.
But my thing is this: they didn't even call a foul on Draymond against LeBron. They didn't call a foul. They didn't call it during the game because it was marginal contact. They didn't even call the foul. But then you review it later on and determine it was a foul. And not only just a foul, but a flagrant foul. Really, nigga? It wasn't no motherfucking flagrant.
What are we talking about again?
We're talking about the nut hit. They didn't even call a foul during the game. This is a point that I read, and I'm like, that's a good point. They didn't call a foul during the game, but then they reviewed it later on to determine it was a foul.
You can review something
that's
morning and
I don't see that very often. That was fishy as fuck. Look, the league is inconsistent as fuck. They was on some bullshit.
But see, what you got to understand is that there was history. There was precedence, especially with Draymond Green and LeBron James. So whenever there's precedence, and Steve Javi will tell you that, for all y'all who know who Steve Javi is, Steve Javi will tell you that if there's precedence, they will go back and review something between two individuals who have had problems in the past. So that is not, it's not like that was ridiculous for them to go back and take a look at what these two, they do the same thing with teams. If two teams don't like each other, then they'll watch things a lot closer. That's just what they do in this soft ass league that we call the NBA right now.
When did LeBron and Draymond ever get into it prior to that moment? I mean, I don't recall them getting into it, but you tell me. You said something about
it. And they had been swapping shots at each other from the very get-go. They didn't like each other. They were talking crap to each other from the very get-go.
Well, I don't recall seeing it, but whatever. I'll take your word for it for now.
Draymond had called LeBron James the B word. Called him
well, that was in that series. I thought you were saying prior to that, but whatever. Fuck it. It was fishy as fuck, but unless I'm forgetting something, maybe we can get back to the James Harden.
Draymond Green has precedence within his own self. Fuck LeBron. He has precedence with just how he been acting.
If the Warriors were favored to win that series, they wouldn't have never went back and reviewed that shit, regardless of if they should have or not.
Because this is all conjecture.
But I have a better look. For the record, I have a better understanding. I've proven it.
For the record, he has a better understanding of how something that he cannot prove. He has a better understanding of something he cannot prove.
I told you before the Rondo thing that was your first. Well, not your first, but that was the strongest thing of injuries being fake you've ever seen. I've been told you, look, these injuries, I don't think they always be legitimate. They be using that to have teams feasibly lose.
The only reason why I agreed to Rondo is because there was no footage as to how he fractured his thumb. We saw how Tony Parker injured himself. We saw how Kawhi Leonard just injured himself. We've seen this. We saw the footage of it. We saw how Kevin Durant injured his knee when his own teammate fell into it. I don't think you can rig a 260-pound man falling into your knee. You know, I just don't think that that's very, very easy to rig. You know what I'm saying? So,
listen. Well, you know, I was gonna give a macro monologue, but I'm not gonna do that because I just thought because I just not really relevant. But I'll leave that for another time. But these injuries, regardless of the circumstances that made you believe it, I told you before that injuries be fake, and that probably sounded foreign to you. You probably were like, nah. Every time I see an injury, I'm gonna take it at face value and say, no. And then I showed you an example of injuries being fake. And even though they didn't show the footage, I'm telling you, there have been fake injuries. Now, can I cite one? Not at the moment.
Of course not. It's baseless.
Not baseless. I mean, look, Tony Parker's injury looked weird to me. You know,
it looked like a 34-year-old man who just got through expending a lot of energy that he hadn't expended very often, and his ligaments pop. It happens.
It always happens in the fucking playoffs. People are always talking about injuries in the playoffs. They always seem to be at their pinnacle when it comes to the playoffs. That says something to me. It speaks to me. It's not a coincidence.
It happens in the playoffs because a lot of times teammates are playing longer. They're staying in the game longer. In a playoff game, usually the star is not being taken out in the third quarter or something like that because it's a close game. They've got to stay in and clinch the win. Games are also more physical in the playoffs. They're not officiated the same way as they are in the regular season. So a call that you might get in the regular season, you're not going to get in the playoffs. It's a lot more physical, a lot tougher, and sometimes it's a faster pace depending on the team. Right. That explains why a lot of injuries happen in the playoffs as opposed to the regular season. And don't act like people don't get injured in the regular season a lot because they do.
They do. I'm not saying that, but it just seems like we can't get it. We can never get a playoff. We can never get a playoffs with no injuries. Like we can never get it. I just think the fact that it never happens is, at least from what I've witnessed, it's weird to me, and it always happens for the wrong teams. Let's see the Cavs get an injury. Yeah, I know they got Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, but guess what? They weren't even favored that year. You know, I feel like they allowed the Warriors to win that year so it could set the stage for this fucking rivalry bullshit. They had to win one, but to do that, they got rid of LeBron. They got rid of Kyrie and Love. Now, if you look at this year, they're already setting the stage for the Cavs to win it. Kevin Durant has had injury problems in the regular season. He missed 2 playoff games. Steve Kerr is going to probably be out for the rest of the. They're setting the stage to make it feasible the Cavs win again. Where's the injuries for the Cavs? It's not going to happen.
So you're telling me that Steve Kerr's surgery on his back, something that he's been battling with for the past couple years.
He's been dealing with it for a long time. Sure.
Okay, you're trying to say that that's rigged right now.
No, I'm not trying to say it's rigged, but I'm just saying like
you do not have to rig. You don't have to rig a game by getting rid of the coach.
I'm just saying.
How many coaches have missed finals?
It doesn't happen a lot. It's just. You know, it's just weird. Where's the Cavs injury? They will not happen.
Kerr. Okay, they won how many last year without Steve?
Okay, sure, but I'm just saying, where's the Cavs? Answer that question. You're right, but where's the Cavs injury in the playoffs? You talk about how physical it is. You're talking about all this shit you're saying. Where's the Cavs injury?
Where was Kevin Love last for a big chunk of last season? Kevin Love was injured. Was he not? Wasn't he battling injuries even while he was playing in the finals?
Yeah, I suppose.
From what I remember, and I hope I'm correct about this, Kevin Love has been plagued with injuries since he's been with the Cavs.
Well, why? I bet you won't rear his ugly head. Listen here, you guys. It's May 11th. We're in the midst of the second round. I'm telling you, the Cavs are going to win this year. We're in the middle of a LeBron three-peat, you guys. LeBron's going to win this year.
This is going to be awful interesting if Golden State wins.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Happens is what I just want something to be said in the comment section or something about how this motherfucker said that Golden State was not going to win this year.
Okay. They're not going to win this year. Kevin Durant is not going to ever win a championship with Golden State. I'm gonna prove to be prophetic. You best believe it. Kevin Durant's not gonna stay there long term because something's gonna have to happen.
He's making a lot of bold predictions, y'all. I'm telling you.
Unlike you, I'm not afraid to do so.
It's not that I'm afraid. I'm just not inclined to go that deep and say stuff that my ass can't cash. I don't know. I don't know if Kevin Durant is gonna stay with Golden State or not.
Well,
and it's too early to make a prediction like that. He just got there.
Do you agree? See, they're gonna go there for the third straight time, and even that's not 100%. I don't think the league will mind the Golden State not going because it's never happened before. The NBA, the two teams have never made the finals 3 years in a row. The same two teams never happened. So I don't think it's set in stone, but I believe yes, it will happen. But do you agree that it cannot happen a fourth time, as far as what the league would want? Because the consumer, we don't want to see that shit.
I don't think that it'll happen 4 times in a row, but it can happen a fourth time. Look at the Lakers and Celtics squabbles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They went several times against each other.
True.
So, I mean, if you wasn't a Laker, you wasn't a Celtic, you wasn't doing nothing, basically.
Right.
So, look at how the Celtics, and even before you talking about the Lakers and Celtics, look at what the Celtics did back in Bill Russell's time.
Yeah.
How many championships they won and finals they went to. You know?
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't think Kevin Durant... See, my thing is this. What Kevin Durant did was spineless. What he did was dishonorable. And we all know this. We all know this.
We should save that for later.
Well, yeah.
Right now, let's go to the James Harden thing.
Okay. Let me finish this up.
Durant thing, I have something to say about that.
I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Or at least as far as what I think he did. I just don't think that. I think the league recognized what he did was a bad thing, and he's not. They're not gonna create that perception in the minds of people that it's okay to win their titles like that.
So the league recognized that what Kevin Durant did was a bad thing. But weren't you the same individual that said that the league made Kevin Durant join Golden State Warriors?
It's a script. They had him do some bullshit, and then he's not going to be rewarded for it. But he might be rewarded in the long run. But I don't think he's going to win one with Golden State.
Wait a minute. Let's back up, man, because I'm not going to let you back out of this. That was masterful, but it's not going to work with me. You said that the league recognized what Kevin Durant did was a bad thing.
Yes.
So that does not sound like script to me.
Well,
that sounds like Kevin Durant made a personal choice.
No.
That the NBA realized was not a good idea because it drove down the ratings for the other teams.
Dude, listen, the NBA is not just fucking rigged. They don't do shit on the fly in most cases. It's always predetermined. The NBA is scripted, like I said to you.
So what do you
mean? Use the analogy.
So why did you say that it recognizes that what Kevin Durant did was not a good thing?
They had him do it.
They made him do it. That doesn't make sense.
They had him do it. The ratings gonna be high for the finals. We're gonna want to see this LeBron versus Durant again. It's gonna be good for the finals. But what I'm saying is, they're not gonna have him win though. They're not gonna have him win. This is LeBron's era. He's gonna have to three-peat. Kobe three-peated. Jordan three-peated twice. Those are the two prior Golden Boys. LeBron has to three-peat as well. He's better than Kobe, and Kobe three-peated, so you know LeBron's gonna have to three-peat.
We'll do another one about that another time, about whether LeBron is better than Kobe. Okay, that's gonna be a whole nother conversation. We probably won't even get to that today. We'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
Because I got stuff to say about that. Okay, but as far as LeBron James does not have to three-peat,
but he will.
But he doesn't have to. In order, people are already considering him a top 5. Some people give him the number 2 slot all time. So what would make him have to three-peat?
It's just I'm looking at the Golden Boys
His
prior to him.
legacy is set.
look, if his legacy is set, then I don't understand.
Okay, how about Tim Duncan? If you look at Tim Duncan, he's won, 5 championships?
5 titles, yep.
And he is one of the greatest power forwards of all time. Did he three-peat?
He wasn't a golden boy. No, he didn't three-peat.
But you don't have to three-peat in order to be a great player.
I'm not saying that, but to be the golden boy, look, I'm not saying you have to three-peat to be considered this and that. I'm just saying the NBA sees to it that you three-peat. I mean, I just think he's gonna three-peat. I mean, I see no evidence to the contrary. Based off what I'm looking at, I'm reading comments. A lot of people saying shit. I get some of my information from other people. Although one thing I've picked up on and no one else has that I've ever seen is observing that the NBA sees to it that the number 1 seed goes to the conference finals. The Celtics are gonna go to the conference finals. I said it during the Bulls series. Now they're up 3-2. They're good. Even though the Wizards are better, they're still gonna go. Shit is bullshit. But I don't know why I still watch it. To be honest with you, I shouldn't. But are we ready to get back to the? I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so Westbrook won me over with that regular season game, but prior to that, man, I was giving him flack all year because look, he's fucking with the integrity of the game. This motherfucker is a stat whore. He's a fucking stat whore.
Bullshit.
It's not bullshit. He's a fucking stat whore. I don't like it. I know I sound like Colin Cowherd and Shannon Sharp, but shit. They where they at for a reason.
In order for you to be a whore, somebody has to be buying your services.
Fuck out of here, nigga.
You understand? So that means somebody's fucking with what he's doing. You understand? In other words, okay, no, I'm gonna let you explain your position. Go ahead, because I already explained mine with Russell.
I think for him to win an MVP, just on the merit of him averaging a triple double, when James Harden was only 1.8 rebounds away from averaging one himself. I think is unfair.
2 rebounds away.
1.8 rebounds to be exact. If you want to round 2 rebounds, 1.8 sounds better, and that's the actual number. So I'm gonna go with that.
2 rebounds. Go ahead.
Anyway, nigga. James Harden was on a better team. All right. He didn't. If he did stat pad. It's not as well documented, number 1, and number 2, he didn't do it as nearly as much as Westbrook. I read a story about Westbrook, not this season, but another season. He was blowing a team out after 3 quarters, right? He was on the bench. This motherfucker was 3 rebounds away from a triple double because this is the 3rd year in a row. This is the first full season, if I'm not mistaken, where he was able to do it. But this is the 3rd year in a row where he's been going triple double crazy. So I think it was the year before this one. I read a story about him being on the bench in the 4th quarter. He was 3 rebounds shy. This nigga coming in game, garbage time. His team's already ahead. 20 some odd points or whatever it was, a blowout range. He comes in, gets his 3 rebounds, and sits his narrow ass back on the bench. Stat patter.
Okay, now, here's my question to you. Now that Kevin Durant is not on the team, what is Russell Westbrook's probability of winning a championship?
I mean, it's quite low. I don't know. I couldn't give you an exact number, but it's quite low. He's not gonna do shit.
I would say that his probability is next to nil, especially if definitely if they don't give him another star or at least a really, really good role player. Okay.
Right.
So how else is Russell Westbrook going to immortalize himself, stand out as one of the greatest players to ever play the game? How else would he be able to do that but by averaging a triple-double, by breaking a record that hasn't been broken in 40, 50 some odd years? Okay? This is why, if he is stat padding, he's doing it.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be immortalized as a great. They're going to talk about Russell Westbrook's feat 50 years from now. Whenever you talk about the greatest players or whenever you talk about who did what, you're going to have to mention Russell Westbrook's name. That is what he was going for, his legacy. And I see nothing wrong with that.
He couldn't have did that with some level of integrity by just playing the game.
He was playing the game. Because they were winning when he was doing it. And that's something else that you failed to mention. That they were 33 and 9 when he won, when he did the triple doubles?
I would argue that was more so because of his playmaking than his fucking rebound. His rebounding compromises his team defense.
If it compromises, then why does he have to get a double digit figure in that total
I don't know if he, I don't know if he has to.
They've already shown the statistics, bro. They're
not
arguable.
I want to see the statistics when he averages a double with points and assists. I want to see those statistics.
They lose. They've shown what
I haven't seen that.
You need to look at it because they've seen it time and time again.
No, I think
when he does not get a triple double,
see, that's not specific.
He has to get a triple double for them to win.
No,
he does not win with the double double. You saying no like I'm telling a lie? Look it up.
You're just no. They don't win when he gets a lot of points and doesn't get double digit points or assists and rebounds.
The double doubles are not getting them the wins, bro.
You're just saying that to help your point.
Okay.
I've never seen it because the
audience didn't look it up. Don't take my word for it. Double doubles are not getting them the wins in the regular season.
Yeah, the double doubles with points and rebounds ain't, goddamn it. Shit, but I'm talking about points and assists. If he just does that and let his big man focus on the
better rebounder. We've seen him jump over 7-footers to get rebounds.
He can do it.
He's athletic to do it.
He can do it, but everybody can do it on one-off situations.
No, not everybody can do it. Not on a consistent basis.
Most of Westbrook's rebounds are uncontested. I mean, if you look at,
where's the footage of that?
There's.
I haven't seen any footage of all these so-called uncontested rebounds.
Well, hey,
the only thing that I've seen is that he will line up on the free throw line to get the rebounds. And people will make the argument, oh well, his bigs don't go for the rebound. Well, what about the other team?
That's a stupid argument. I already debunked that shit.
The other team, you ain't debunked shit. The other team is supposed to try to go for the rebound. So are they letting him get the rebounds too?
They're being boxed out.
That's stupid.
They're being boxed
out.
See,
they get around the box then.
They can't.
What you mean they can't?
They're being boxed out too well.
What you mean they can't?
They're being boxed the fuck out. How they gonna get around it? But look.
Then go around the box.
Oh, dude, you make it sound so fucking easy. If you're being boxed,
it's not easy to jump up and grab rebounds every game either.
It is easy to get defensive rebounds off free throws. It is very easy.
No,
that's why it happens.
You're spending energy. This is why in the '98 finals, in that last game 6, with Michael going up against Utah Jazz, Michael would sometimes let another player bring the ball up the court. When Scotty was able to come in, though it was limited time, he would let Scotty bring the ball up court because something as simple as that could save his strength because he had to do everything on the offensive end. And when you got to do everything on the offensive end, you've got to do as much as you can to try to conserve energy as possible. So Russell Westbrook jumping up and down, getting rebounds, even if they are boxing him out. Let's say I grant you that. Okay, that still takes a hell of a lot of athleticism and energy, a lot of gas in the tank to keep having to do that every game. Not to mention that he only does that a few times out of the game anyway. They're not doing this the whole entire game.
Sure. But if you want to talk about how much energy he expends, he needs to allocate that injury more wisely. All right, he needs to allocate that injury more that energy more judiciously.
I just told you why he did it. He was trying to cement his greatness in history. Now he probably won't try to go for it again this year. He's done what he needed to do.
Okay. My thing is this: when Oscar Robertson did it, I would venture to say, I say that loosely, that he did it just playing the game. You know, I heard Oscar Robertson talk about it. He said, you know, I didn't know I was doing anything. I thought the way I was playing, you know, everybody played that way. This is what Oscar Robertson himself said. I didn't think I was doing anything out of the ordinary.
What difference does it make?
He was a
triple-double's a triple-double.
They didn't even see, because right now we have technology, the internet, the advent of the internet has, you know, transcended a lot of things. You know, now stats are easily accessible to everybody. But back then, you know, they did have to do it old school. They didn't even know Oscar Robertson was averaging what we call a triple-double now until like 10, 12 years later.
Not everybody can do it. That's why it stood for as long as it did.
No, not everybody. See, you have to go out of your way in today's NBA. You have to go out of your way to get an average triple double.
Why do you have to go out of your way today?
Because you're not playing as many minutes. Because right now they weren't as cognizant of, you know, players' health and well-being and whatnot. Now they're a lot more.
Yeah, and the game of the pace was
and the pace was much faster.
Right,
more possessions.
Yeah.
So today you're not going to be able to average a triple double unless you're actually going for that shit. I would say LeBron James was on the cusp of averaging one himself. low key, very low key.
Yeah, but almost don't count. I don't look at necessarily almost in most circumstances.
LeBron was actually playing the game. He was just playing. He wasn't because he's been, I don't know how many times he was a rebound and an assist to whatever the case may be away from getting a triple double. He didn't fucking go out of his way to get it.
That's the greatest player right now.
Okay.
Okay. One of the greatest players in history.
Sure, absolutely.
We're talking about Russell Westbrook versus James Harden. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead, make your case. Are you done?
I'm not done.
Okay, go ahead.
If you look at Westbrook's averaging a gaudy amount of rebounds, right? But if you look at it, he averaged more. Look at his offensive rebounds. His offensive rebounds are still low. Those are the tough rebounds. You can't bullshit those, and which is why he has a low amount of those. You can't bullshit offensive rebounds. A lot of
people, if you look at the statistics for offensive rebounds, for a lot of people, they're way low. If you look at LeBron James' offensive rebounds, during some of his best MVP years, his offensive rebounds are low. 1.8, 2.8.
But see,
they're low.
Even Westbrook.
Most people have low offensive rebounds. That's not saying nothing.
Okay, but see, Westbrook, if he's such a great rebounder, he should be averaging more than 1.7 offensive rebounds this year. He averaged more than that his rookie year. And I think he only averaged like 6 something on the whole season.
Bro, you can't sneeze at 10 rebounds, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm sneezing at these uncontested ass rebounds. And the fact that his defense is compromised by it is fact. DeAndre Jordan has contested more 3-point shots this year than Russell Westbrook. DeAndre Jordan's a fucking a rim protector. But yet he's protecting the 3-point line more than Russell Westbrook.
I don't have all the information, but I have it on good faith that a lot of those stats are misleading, man.
Fuck out of here.
A lot of that's misleading to me. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean when you say you said he has more uncontested rebounds than DeAndre Jordan?
No, I'm saying he contested more. Well, he has more uncontested rebounds than everybody in the league. That's number one. Number two, what I was saying is Westbrook has contested less three-pointers than DeAndre Jordan.
What does that got to do with his rebounds?
Instead of defending on the 3-point line, which is where his man is going to be, especially in today's league, spacing the floor, you camp out on the 3-point line. That's where he's supposed to be. Instead, he's in the paint trying to whore for these rebounds.
No, he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do that because a lot of these threes are if they're not going in, they're bouncing up way high. They're going long, so he's able to telegraph where they're gonna go. He doesn't have to go to the paint to get the rebound necessarily.
You're right, but you know what? It still speaks to me. I know that if he wasn't going out of his way to get these rebounds, he would be playing better defense. He wouldn't be contesting less 3-pointers than DeAndre Jordan, who's a fucking rim protector, paint controller. All right. That's my problem with Westbrook, and this is what I've been saying all year. I've been giving it to James Harden, all right? But I'm objective, and I'm going to sit here and say Westbrook is more valuable to this team. But my thing is this. He would be even more valuable. If he would just play the game. He would be more valuable if he just played the game, got his teammates involved.
The numbers don't bear that out.
Well, because he hasn't done it, so we don't know. We don't know if he actually went all out on rebound.
33-9 when they get a triple double. That's the only statistic I need to see.
How do we know
they're actually winning when he does it? It's not like they're losing, and so he's just being selfish. No, they're doing their thing when he does it.
They're doing okay when he does what he's doing. But I would argue they're
an
doing
okay
better.
Team.
Okay, I would argue
they are what they are.
They would be doing even better than they are.
How can you argue that if the statistics don't bear that out?
Because
he does play defense. It's just that you're only gonna be able to do so much with the energy that you have. You know what I'm saying? So maybe a little bit on the defensive end, he may slack just a little bit because he does so much of everything else. It's like LeBron. LeBron James is a great defender, and he can be a lockdown defender when he wants to be. But he doesn't defend the way, let's say, somebody like Kawhi Leonard does because he does so much on the other end. Not to mention he's a bit older.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he still does his thing. So what I'm saying is that something's going to be compromised. Something in some area, even LeBron, his free throw shooting is his weakness. Something is going to be compromised somewhere. You're not going to have every single area of your game up to 100% par. Even Michael didn't have that. He was weak at the 3-point line, some say. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is.
See, the thing is with LeBron, his free throw shooting, I would say he can't help it. If he could improve that, I know he's worked on it. I remember Ray Allen was giving him tips. Well, Kyle Korver, his teammate now, gave him tips. It's not doing shit. It's not working.
It's gotten up to what, 74% now? It was down to 68.
His regular season percentage is locked in. That's a career low. But in the playoffs,
yeah, he's getting it up. He said he's gonna be somewhere around 80 by the time this shit is over, and it looks that way. He done jumped up to 74.
Well, damn. If that's the case, that fucks my point up, because I would say with LeBron, it's not an effort thing. But with Westbrook, he's definitely, like, your game not being up to par in every area, sure. But if it's predicated on a lack of effort, that's inexcusable. Mm-hmm. You know.
Okay. Are you done making your point with James Harden?
Pretty much. I mean, but I want to say I really want to go with co-MVPs. Really, I want to go with co-MVPs. They both. It's hard to deny either one of them, honestly, because Westbrook is more valuable to the team.
I can easily deny James Harden. It's not hard for me at all. First of all, let's look at the personnel, because this is something that I forgot when I was making my case for Russell Westbrook. James Harden has a much better team with much better shooters than what Russell Westbrook has.
Absolutely.
Okay, so like I said before, if you take Russell Westbrook and put him on Houston Rockets, what seed are they? They could be a championship team, because he's making it work with cats who are not even really 3-point shooters. He doesn't really have that many 3-point shooters on his squad.
First of all, I don't think you asked me what seed they would be. I think they would probably be where they are, because I don't think Westbrook is good enough where he would get them over the 60-plus win Warriors Spurs. Nah.
That's crazy.
Nah, I don't think so. Because James Harden is an unbelievable talent himself, man. Let's not get it twisted. You know, I just don't know. They had different styles.
He does not have the raw athletic ability.
No, I mean, very few people do.
Right.
You know,
or he doesn't seem to have the same fire mentality that Russell Westbrook has either.
No one does. That's the thing. These things you're saying can be said about anybody you compare him to. You can
this is why I'm putting Russell Westbrook on high.
But see, the thing,
this is why he gets the nod from me, because everybody else doesn't have what he has.
Okay, that's fine and dandy, but Westbrook, I don't know if that's the reason. That should be one of the reasons, because Westbrook's always been this type of player. He's always been an assassin.
Yes, absolutely.
But he ain't never won no MVP. My thing is this: when's the last time somebody at the 6th
When
seed?
did James Harden win MVP?
He ain't never won no MVP either.
Okay, then. So why are we talking about that?
I'm just saying that you talking about he's fiery and all this other shit. I mean,
I'm talking about. This is why I'm picking him over James Harden.
Okay, I see what. Okay, but look, when was the last time a 6th seed player won the MVP? It doesn't happen very often. You're normally going to be the 1 or 2 seed. So they're actually bending it a little bit with James Harden, but the 3rd seed, that's not.
It doesn't mean that it can't happen though. Just because there's no precedent for it doesn't mean it shouldn't or it can't.
I understand.
When's the last time there's been a Finals MVP for the losing team?
Right. Yeah. Like I told you, LeBron should have got that MVP in 2015. He should have got that. He was the best player in that series, even though they lost. He should have got that. Fuck Iguodala.
Jerry West was the last person.
Jerry West was the last person. Y'all. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
it should have happened.
Hey.
But anyway.
Exactly. It should have happened.
Yeah.
So just because Russell Westbrook is in a 6th seed, that doesn't mean he shouldn't get the MVP. It should still happen. And it may just happen. We'll find out in June.
I believe it will, but I don't know. I don't know. My thing is, I can't give it to him outright, because if he had the same amount of rebounds as James Harden, who averages less contested rebounds, so he's getting tougher rebounds. But if he had the same amount of rebounds as James Harden, it would be James Harden hands down. So I don't think that triple-double bullshit should be the reason we just give it to him.
You talking about if, bro, and you know if was a 5th.
Yeah, we'd all be hammered.
We'll be hammered, boy. But it ain't. Russell got the triple dub.
Man, look.
You know what I'm saying? That's that trip. And, you know, that's a hallowed statistic. And now people want to downplay it because Russell Westbrook did it for a whole entire season.
We don't want to downplay it because he did it. We downplay it because of the way he did it.
You're downplaying it because of the way he did it.
A lot of people are. It ain't just me. I mean,
man, listen. Okay, then tell them to go do it then.
Not everybody. Some can. LeBron can. James Harden could have if he went out of his way.
Then he should have went out of his way and got that MVP hands down.
I might have to agree with you on that. As long as it compromises team defense.
Yeah, that's what he should have did. You said he's only 2 rebounds away from doing it?
Yeah.
Then he should have just got them extra 2 rebounds if it's that easy.
Shit, I think the fact that he averaged less contested. If Mike D'Antoni said, look, just the way Billy Donovan did, look, I want you guys to box out, let Harden get the rebounds, let him do that, let him get these boards. If he'd have done that, he could have easily. He might have averaged more rebounds. He averaged more assists. Now Westbrook averaged more points. He might average more rebounds.
That averaging more assists thing than Russell Westbrook does not impress me.
I understand why, but you can explain if you want to because of the shooters he has around him, right?
Yeah, all the shooters that he has around him, and I'm not trying to penalize him for having a great team. I'm just saying when you're talking about 2 great players who are supposed to be in the MVP contention, you got to start splitting hairs.
Pretty much, but. My thing is this. You talk about the shooters, right? People got to keep in mind, preseason, the Thunder were projected to have a better team than the Rockets. Because people underestimated Eric Gordon and Ryan Anderson.
The reason why they were projected to have a better team is because they didn't think that James Harden would flourish that well in his newfound point guard role. He had never played point guard before. So they didn't think that he was going to be able to do as well, and he shocked everybody.
Which I think he deserves credit for, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. But I don't think it was that much of a team thing. You know, at least not for me anyway. I didn't think Oladipo was the answer. When Kevin Durant left, I wasn't like, oh, he got Oladipo, man. Motherfuckers is in trouble now.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I agree with you on that, but it's just tough. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if Westbrook hadn't came down the stretch like that shot he made against the Nuggets was so monumental. That was the game he surpassed Oscar Robertson in triple doubles. He eliminated the Nuggets out of playoff contention with that one shot. They were on the road. It was just, that was too much to overlook. But I'm gonna tell you what, if it wasn't for that shot among other clutch things he's done, I'd be all in for James Harden, man. Just because of that bullshit. I'm still not all in on Westbrook.
So basically, if Westbrook hadn't distinguished himself from James Harden, you'd go for James Harden.
If you want to put it like that.
That's the only way to put it. I mean, obviously, if he didn't distinguish himself, then
he's distinguishing himself by averaging a triple-double.
But you trying to downplay his triple-double, though.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I am, but...
So then why is that impressive to you then?
Because that's actually... I love scoring. I put more stock in scoring than anything else. Scoring is the name of the game. Because let me tell you something. Maybe we can transition a little bit, or this can be a tangent. It don't matter. Offense is more important than defense to me. Sorry, because if both teams are so good at defense, then you're just held at 0. I know you can't hold it, but let's just say theoretically, you holding the team at 0. No one can win that way. But if both teams are just going at it offensively, someone can win that motherfucker. So to me, offense is more important than defense. So I'm enamored with offense. For him to offensively, do something so impressive, that's why I think offense is more important. But you go ahead and tell me why you don't think so.
To me, offense isn't more important than defense. If anything, I would say that they're equal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You've heard the term, defense wins championships, offense wins games. You see what I'm saying? So, if you don't have any defense and you have a great offense, then technically your great offense is your defense. You know what I'm saying? Another term, the best defense is a good offense. So if you shooting 53s and you make 30 of them, that is your defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, look, let me put it in perspective. Offensive juggernaut Steph Curry, the reigning 2-time MVP as we speak today. Reigning 2-time MVP. Is he? And he's not a terrible defender, but is he a great defender?
He is not.
No, he's not. Tony Allen, somebody who's been lauded.
Do I like Steph Curry?
No, but
okay.
Someone who's lauded and applauded for his defense, and Tony Allen. When the fuck his elite defense? When has that ever won him an MVP?
It can't win you an MVP, but it'll win you Defensive Player of the Year. And MVP is a cumulative stat. It's a cumulative award, I mean. MVP is for everything. It takes a lot of different things into consideration. So you can't have one thing and think you're going to get MVP.
I think you can have you could be very prolific offensively and that be about it. James, I mean, look at Carmelo Anthony. He almost.
They're going to take all your stats into consideration. They're not going to just take your points. They're going to look at every statistical category to compare you to another person who's doing nearly as well as you are.
I don't agree. I think if you took Carmelo Anthony.
So if I average 26, let's say I average 30 points per game and I'm 0 in every other stat, and somebody else averages, let's say, 23 points per game, but they got 3 blocks, 2 steals, 12 assists, who's going to get that MVP?
Oh, come on, man. No one's going to average no damn 0. As long as you have something in that category.
Okay, let's say you get 2 assists.
2 assists is abysmal for any. Like,
that's what damn near Kawhi's getting. Kawhi. I'm saying Kawhi. 3 assists, my bad. That ain't that much better.
Well.
But people want to call him the second best player in the league right now. Or the first best player in the league right now over LeBron James. And he's getting 3 assists.
That's crazy. It's the defense. It's the two-way, him being the best two-way player in the NBA.
That defense is what puts him above the edge. Defense.
But if he wasn't so good offensively, LeBron would still be better. No question
LeBron
about it.
Still better.
Well, okay. Right? Well, Kawhi wouldn't even be in the conversation if he was averaging 16 a game.
Kawhi won Finals MVP averaging 17 points per game.
Well, Iguodala did worse than that. I'm quite sure. So I mean, that's not.
So I mean, offense is I would say it's equally important to defense. You have right now, but back in the day, that wasn't the case. But now the way even fans, not even just the NBA, but even the way fans have evolved, they're looking at everything now. If you don't have defense, you know what I'm saying? People ain't quite looking at you the same way. That's why Carmelo gets all the flack he gets.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned him because I'm going to bring back what I'm trying to say. Because I'll go with you. If you say that they're equally important, I can rock with that. But don't tell me defense is more important than offense. That's BS.
For a team, it is.
Well.
Not for an individual, but for a team, I would say it is.
I'm inclined to not even try to debate that. But I'm just saying, last thing I'm going to say to put in perspective on this particular subject. If a prime Carmelo Anthony was on San Antonio and they win 65 games, he's gonna be the MVP if he's the number 1 seed, the best record in the league, despite the fact that all he really provides you with is scoring. That's all I'm saying. Tony Allen could be on the Spurs, they win 65 games, he could be the best defender. He's not winning the MVP. So I'm just saying, you can get away with being a great offensive player and being deficient in other areas, and you can't being a great defensive player and deficient in pretty much everything else. Like, that's not gonna cut it. Andre Robertson is a great defender. He's still a fucking liability because he can't shoot free throws. Like, you got to be able to do something.
Can't shoot the 3 that well either.
Right, and he can't shoot 3. Yeah, exactly.
But then you just gotta have both. But if you're all offense, your team probably not gonna win either.
Carmelo won 54 games once. Like, that's...
Yeah, but was he with others that play defense though?
Well,
what was his defensive rating?
Well, I'm not sure.
For the other teammates on his squad, where did they rank defensively in the league?
Well,
you know, Golden State is a great offensive team, but they're also number 1 defensively.
Yeah, they got both.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And one of their problems wasn't the fact that they were going to have a scoring problem. When Andrew Bogut left, it wasn't the concern wasn't, oh man, they're not going to score enough now. No, their problem was they're a defensive liability.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Their problem was defense. So if offense was that much more important, then people should have been like, oh, well, they're going to be fine because they got a bunch of scoring dynamos. So that makes defense at least equally important, at the very least. You know.
Well, I mean, look, I'm not going to argue that. I was just trying to, for any motherfucker who wanted to say defense is more important, I had to dispel that. You know, I had to because it's not the case. Yeah, but I can be with you on.
I got one for you.
Okay,
who's better defensively, James Harden or Russell Westbrook?
Don't know if I can answer that. I would say if they actually put forth the effort, I would say Westbrook would be better defensively. But
so Westbrook just has him in everything.
But he's not putting forth the effort though.
Neither is James Harden. Well, he's doing better than he has his previous year.
Yeah, but he needs to deserve credit for that. You're not going to be able to make some compilation of him not playing defense this year. You know what I'm saying? That off-ball defense is a motherfucker.
No, but I you can't make a meme of him getting blocked by a 39-year-old Manu Ginobili. You can get that though.
Damn.
You could definitely put that on Facebook.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I ain't gonna lie, but man, look, Manu Ginobili is a Hall of Famer. He is a talent of the likes we've never seen before. I don't think we've quite seen a player like that. He can do everything. He's a jack of all trades, and he's the best sixth man of all time. So, even at his advanced age, I think he can still get things done. So I will say that.
He proved that. He definitely proves that.
Yeah.
That's the man right there.
Yeah, no question
Future
about it.
Hall of Famer. Still don't look good. Don't look good, buddy. That's not the move, my nigga.
Right. Okay. So what now? You want to transition to something else other than basketball, or to show them that we're well versed in a lot of different areas?
Okay, we could do that.
Number one, I want to talk about. Now, I'm not good with these numbers and sales and shit. For the record, I don't look at that all the time. But I will say that I'm looking at Kendrick Lamar, and I'm seeing that, man, this guy, what he's doing right now, look like, because if you remember when Kendrick dropped that Control, we was having a conversation. Who's the number one rapper in the world? Is it as far as popularity?
It turned out to be Drake.
It turned out to be Drake. But now, back in 2017, we got to revisit the conversation. Because if I look at it, More Life. He dropped More Life, and the buzz was minimal, especially when you relative to what we've seen from Drake. Right now, Kendrick has the number one song in the country. You know what I'm saying? I think Kendrick is knocking on the door to becoming the biggest rapper in the world, and it's just interesting because I don't know if this is common knowledge. I don't think it is. Kendrick and Drake do not get along. Once Kendrick dropped that Cypher freestyle and on the BT Hip Hop Awards, it was a wrap. What he say? He was like, and nothing been the same since they dropped Control and knocked the sensitive rapper out of his pajama clothes. Ha ha. Once that shit dropped, it was a wrap. Their relationship was gone. The reason Kendrick said that because Drake was being butthurt over the fact that his name was dropped. He was the only, and I still look at Drake. I still shun him for that. I still condemn him for being sensitive over that shit. He was the only rapper who had a problem with the shit. Wale said I'd have been offended if my name wasn't mentioned in that shit. So he deserved to get this. So they don't get along. They haven't worked together since fucking Problems. You know, they haven't worked together since 2012-13. They don't get along. People need to know that. And it would be great if their feud ignited into a full-fledged beef. That would be like, this is how we're going to determine who's the best rapper in the world. Let's do it.
Well, a lot of times, and I'm gonna take up devil's advocate, and I'm gonna defend Drake right now. A lot of times it's not what you do, but it's how you go about doing it. If you look at Kevin Garnett and the Celtics, they were mad at Ray Allen, not necessarily because he left, but in the fashion that he left.
We got to get to that.
Yeah, Ray Allen didn't tell them anything. He just left without telling them.
Yeah.
If they supposed to be your boys, you supposed to let them know. Kevin Durant, when he left, he sent it through text. If that's supposed to be your boy, you got to let him know. When Kendrick Lamar dropped Control,
yeah,
I don't know if Kendrick Lamar let Drake know, yo, I'm finna come at your head.
He didn't let anybody know, and no one else got butthurt over it.
But what? I don't know their relationship. Were they supposed to be boys? Were they supposed to be friends?
I don't know that either.
You know what I'm saying?
That might make a difference.
Because that's the thing. If they were supposed to be friends, then you supposed to you don't just attack somebody out of the blue.
But it wasn't a
Big
personal
L
attack.
and Jay-Z knew each other. You know what I'm saying? So Big L told Jay-Z, I'm coming for your head, nigga. Told him straight like that. And I don't even think they were really all that close. They were just acquaintances. And he even had the manhood to step to Jay-Z and say, I'm gonna be that nigga. I'm coming for you and the rest of y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's just professional courtesy, bro. It was kind of bogus what Kendrick did to Big Sean. That was Big Sean's track. And he came at Big Sean on his own track.
But to me, that should have been a testament.
And Big Sean didn't take it no type of way. Not everybody gonna take it the same way.
Yeah,
but
Drake is sensitive.
I just feel like I don't know their relationship. I don't know if Drake and Kendrick were tight. They did do a song together. You know what I'm saying? They did a couple songs together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they might have formed a bond. So it's like, how you gonna sit there and then freaking diss me? You know Future did the same thing to Drake.
Really?
Future was on tour with Drake.
Okay.
And then Future said, yo, I have the best album. And so Drake ended up kicking Future off of the tour.
Pussy ass nigga, man.
He did. Now they've since made amends and came back together. But this was before. You know what I'm saying? Future was like, I think I got the best album. You know what I'm saying? And Drake was like, well, my album came out the same year as yours. What you mean? How you gonna diss my album on my tour?
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying?
I know is
it's really just how you do things, bro.
Man, I see what you're saying, but Drake, you have a point, but it doesn't. None of that negates the fact that Drake is a straight up. Man, I'm gonna say it. Drake's a straight up hoe. All right, he's an emotional little. Look, and I like the dude. I like him. I like his music at least. I don't know if I would really rock with him too much as a person. He's too goddamn sensitive, from what I understand. I mean, he makes the sensitive ass music. It manifests itself in his music. You know, Drake the type of nigga. Why are those jokes prevalent? Not as prevalent as they used to be. Why do those exist?
And yet they keep banging his shit and keep buying his
music. Because he makes good music. But as far as his personality, I don't know. It's not an ideal. It's not ideal. But let me say this. It's interesting because one could argue, and I don't know if you're aware of this, one could argue Drake put Kendrick on. Drake's 2011 Take Care album. Kendrick has an interlude on that motherfucker. All right? And this was before Kendrick dropped his Bitch Don't Kill My Vibes and the Poetic Justices and the Swimming Pools. This was before that. So we could argue that Drake put that nigga in the forefront of everybody's eyes. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to your point, saying
right.
Like, you know, they might have created some kind of bond. So I see what you're saying.
And so then you turn around and then you mention his name on a Control verse.
But see, it wasn't, to me, it was not personal. Like he said, I got love for you all, but them niggas should know what time it is, and that goes for Jermaine Kobe, Grit Wale. You know what I'm saying? That it was not a personal attack. Like, I don't know. It's just, to me, their relationship should not have been severed over that. If Drake feels some type of way,
that's like you and me right now. We're good friends, and then you turn around and you make a diss track right over a beat, put it out, and you don't tell me, by the way. You make a diss track, put it out, and then say, "Oh, but it's not personal though."
But that diss track could consist of personal attacks. These were not personal attacks. This was in the spirit of hip hop, man. Like bringing it back. I appreciate that shit, man. And even though I'm not
I don't have a problem with cats coming at each other. You know, I'm from that ilk.
Yeah.
Real hip hop battling and niggas going at it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, adapt or die. We're living in a society, in a situation now where musically a lot of cats are cool with one another. You know, and that dissing shit is kind of getting put to the side. Dissing has had it's fun, but it has had a lot of bad repercussions.
50 Cent, Ja Rule.
50 Cent, Ja Rule.
Big.
And not only that, but you could say that 50 Cent single-handedly destroyed New York rap.
Wow.
Because he killed every artist out of New York. He beefed with them, made it to the point where people didn't want to fuck with them no more. Now where's New York rap?
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Exactly.
Then
you look at Biggie and Pac. that whole situation, how that got blown out of proportion.
Absolutely.
You know, Snoop Dogg did his thing. Shots were fired at his set. You know, so I mean, look at NWA, how that ended up. It had a lot of bad things come from it, bro. It had a lot of good things, but had a lot of bad things, serious things.
Very true.
So I think hip hop kind of learned from that and decided, you know what, let's be a bit more friendly. You know what I'm saying? And then now, you think you friends with somebody, you cool with somebody, they come for your head. It's
not like he said. He's not like he said, you know, fuck Drake or anything remotely close to that. It's just, to me, I don't know. I see what you're saying, but the disses were not severe enough. They were not offensive, inflammatory to me. It's like, just take it for what it is, come back for him. This is not common knowledge, I know. J. Cole responded to that shit on wax, and I don't think many people were aware of it. I feel proud to bring this up, because I feel like it's uncommon knowledge. But anyway, TKO remix Justin Timberlake. And this is why I'm a big fan of J. Cole. I love J. Cole. I think he's more talented than Kendrick.
That'll be for another debate.
If you listen to that shit, what J. Cole did was so fucking creative. The song TKO is about a woman, about them going through things, relationship problems. Remix with J. Cole and some other cats. J. Cole found a way to address Kendrick and then address the relationship. Like J. Cole said something about the girl was bumping Kendrick and talking about, oh, you one of these people, you bumping this control too. And you know, it was just so fucking creative. J. Cole was a fucking animal. I love J. Cole. He's a beast. But look how J. Cole did it. He responded, but he didn't do it in a spiteful manner. You know what I'm saying? He took it for what it was and he responded on some hip hop shit, not on some pussy bitch nigga shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I can't excuse Drake. Kendrick might have not gone about it the best way. Maybe he should have gave a heads up. I'm not saying he should have not did it, but maybe he should have gave a heads up. Maybe, but I don't have a problem with him not doing so. Like, I don't know. But back to the macro point here, Kendrick, he actually might be coming for Drake, because Drake, he had the throne for a long time and he still has it as of now. But Kendrick's knocking on that door, man, and it's gonna be interesting.
I happen to have heard a lot of the songs on Drake's new album, and I happen to have heard Kendrick's new album, and I know Kendrick fans are gonna try to crucify me for saying this, and I'm a Kendrick fan, so I think he's one of the dopest lyricists out. I think his music is phenomenal. I think he's a musical genius. But if we're just gonna talk about these two projects, I think Kendrick's album is a bit more. It's a bit more complicated. It's more complex. It's more intricate. But I think just sonically, just as an album, I think Drake is better. Drake's CD was better. Just from a pure sonic standpoint. When I'm just listening to their tracks side by side, I think Drake's album was done better. Now, Kendrick's was more intricate, more deep. Drake's music was just better. So I guess it just depends on what you like, what you look at. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick outsold Drake, and I think that's good because that's showing that people are starting to evolve more in what they like, and look a bit deeper into things. They like to think now. So that's good. Do I think that Kendrick is going to overtake Drake? No.
Why do you say that?
Because Drake is way more pop than Kendrick can ever be.
Kendrick's been on some pop records, though. He's been on some pop records recently. One song with Sia, Maroon 5. You know what I'm saying? He's been on some pop joints now.
I understand, but he's
Taylor Swift.
Not nearly as... Does Kendrick have any billion viewed videos?
He was on it, not his personally, but he was on that song with Taylor Swift. Has 1 billion views. Bad Blood.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm talking about
his own shit.
His own shit.
Well, he doesn't do his pop records. I bet you if he did, motherfuckers would fuck with it because he has exposure to that audience.
Listen to what I said though. I'm not saying he can't go pop. Any artist can go pop. I'm saying he will never be as pop as Drake could be.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't have that singing ability.
He can't see, right. And not only does Drake sing, but he has the voice that will appeal to a crossover audience. he has that light, hummy type singing voice.
Monotone.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That can go over better. So he will always, to me, have that type of appeal over Kendrick. So maybe hip hop wise, he can take the throne, but just overall popularity, overall cachet, and who's sitting where, I don't think he'll overtake Drake. That's just my opinion, though. I could be completely wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Who knows? I mean, all I think Kendrick has to do is because he, like I said, he's done multiple songs with pop artists, and that speaks volumes to me. It just tells me that now he has exposure to that audience. He shows you that he can rap over that kind of music, those kind of beats. I feel like Kendrick could definitely do it. And right now, like I said, he's knocking on the door. All he has to do on his next album, he needs to come up with some pop joints. I don't know if that deviates too far from what he likes to do sonically. But
another reason why I'm worried about Kendrick is because a lot of times artists start out being conscious and complex and really about that hip hop shit. And then when they reach a certain level where it's time to cross over, they can maybe stay that way for a little while, but then the powers that be get to them, and then they got to change and sell their soul and do something different. So if it really just depends on whether Kendrick Lamar wants to stay true to who he is. If he stays true to who he is, it's hard for me to see in this day and age him taking Drake's throne.
Well, I can agree with that. You have to conform. The 66% of the fucking population is whites. So you have to conform to that. You have to appeal to them. Not just the 13% of us or whatever the case may be, or the select few whites that like that kind of raw, pure hip hop stuff.
Word,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have to wait and see. Right now, Drake still has the throne because, as I told you off air, he has to do more for me to give it to him. But he's knocking on the door, no question about it.
Nigga, you the same one that said Kevin Gates was the next one to take it.
I never said Kevin Gates was gonna take it. I just said he has the tools. I think it just like Ty Dolla $ign. I told you he should be bigger than what he is. I think he has the components musically to do it. I think Kevin Gates has the components. He knows how to make a song. He can sing a little bit. He's not no singer per se, but he can sing a little bit. He can harmonize. I think Kevin Gates, with the right backing, could at least get in that top 5 most popular. I mean, he has songs with 100 million plus views. That that 2 phones and the really, really. He has songs with a lot of views. He just hasn't dropped recently because he's been in fucking jail for kicking a fan in the motherfucking chest. Female fan, white fan, that is. I must add, racist shit. But anyway.
Okay, when did he do that? When did he kick this bitch in the chest?
This was months ago.
Okay, what happened way before that? Where was his joints then?
I'm just saying. He dropped that one album, but I'm saying he needs to be consistent in dropping projects, and I feel like he could thrust himself in that echelon, that top tier, at the very least, that number 1 tier that includes Kendrick and Drake.
Boy, stop. Okay.
So you're not familiar with Kevin Gates like that.
What you mean? I heard his joints. His shits don't do it for me. The nigga garbage to me.
Okay.
The nigga is garbage. He's not garbage. He's garbage.
This nigga.
The dude is trash to me. Like that's the type of shit I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Now I fuck with Future. I like him, and he's one of the top dogs right now.
Yeah, he's in that top tier. That mask off. We're fucking with that shit quite heavy right now. But you know what? I didn't want to. We was gonna stay on this music shit. Well, we can do that for another episode. But now I want to go back to basketball.
God damn it!
Off the court because you brought something up. I'm the reason why because you brought that up. I want your thoughts. Ray Allen was excluded from that little reunion they had on Area 21.
Yes, that was whack. Juice.
Yeah, I got thoughts on that because I'm a former Celtics fan. I became a Celtics fan, and I'm a Hawks fan now. But once they traded Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce to Brooklyn, that was it for me. That's when my Celtics fandom ceased. But when I watched the 2010 Finals, I watched it in its entirety. That's when I became a Celtics and an NBA fan. All right, the Celtics got fucked over. They wasn't gonna let Kobe lose to the Celtics once again.
Here we go, fellas. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? I told you he was going to bring this in. You're going to hear this a lot. So if you don't want to hear it, you might as well turn it off now because this is what's going to happen from now on.
I'm speaking facts, though. How many fucking free throws did the Lakers shoot in the fourth quarter? Kobe had a shitty game.
Let's get back to this Area 21.
Al Gasol went up for a shot. Kevin Garnett tested it heavily. This motherfucker came down with the ball, and they didn't call a goddamn travel.
Oh, my God.
Bullshit ass fucking shit.
Oh, my God.
My Celtics got fucked over. But anyway, as a Celtics fan, as a former Celtics fan and a Celtics fan at that time when it's all transpired, I was upset with Ray Allen. Not only for leaving, because I was thinking, man, we just coming off the Eastern Conference Finals. I didn't know it was rigged at the time. I'm like, man, we came off the Eastern Conference Finals. We were up 3-2 on the fucking Heat. The Heatles, they called them at the time. We were up 3-2 against them niggas. Now we bring it back. Jeff Green, he had injury. Well, I think he had a heart problem at the time, so we re-signed him. He's gonna be back. Avery Bradley. We signed Courtney Lee, the shooter. We signed Jason Terry from the Mavericks, and he had really hyped me up. He got the Celtics tattoo. He was talking about, man, the Celtics, they could have beat the Heat. All they needed was some jet. They said he needed some jet fuel. I'm like, man, Jason Terry comes to the Celtics. Man, we got that jet fuel. It really had me hyped up. The missing component was Ray Allen coming back, man. And he fucking left. All that. He left, man. He left. So I had a problem with him leaving, too. But not only the fact that he left, because the guys, they claim they didn't have a problem with him leaving. They had a problem with how he did it. And I think Kevin Garnett, he didn't admit it, but I think he had a problem with him going to the Heat as well. Stephen A. said it. I agree with that.
Puss. That's puss. Remember you talk about bitch made and sensitive and all that stuff? That's pussy. Man. To be mad about what another grown man does with his own fucking life. That's whack. Okay? First of all, I heard that Ray Allen wasn't even being treated very well in Boston.
He could have left.
They weren't playing him as a superstar like he wanted to be treated. I think they were saying Rondo was getting more minutes. Something was happening with Avery Bradley. That's who it was. Was getting more minutes than Ray Allen. So he wasn't even being treated like how he thought he could deserve. He was at odds with Doc Rivers and Rondo and a couple other cats on there.
Man, Rondo.
So he said, fuck them and bounce. Now, if LeBron said, hey, I would like you to come over to my team, who wouldn't run to that? Who has any sense and wants to win a championship ring?
It's not about being logical. It's not about being logical. It's about being morally
Why should
sound.
he be morally sound with a team that he felt fucked them over? That's number one.
He could have left, man. I'm saying he could have left. My thing is, why would
So are we gonna now get upset with Dennis Rodman for joining the Bulls because the Bulls and the Pistons battled each other so many times?
And first of all, it happened years later.
What difference does it make? This is supposed to be morals.
Well, shit, maybe that was a problem too. But see, this actually hits home for me because I was a Celtics fan, so I'm speaking. Plus, that was way before my time. I won't speak on that, but I will say that may have been a problem too, for Isaiah Thomas, for Joe Dumars, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, Ray Allen didn't have to come back if he didn't want to. If he felt like the situation wasn't ideal anymore, whatever. But to go to the Miami Heat with LeBron James, the team that just beat you, I have a big problem with guys going on the team that just beat you. That's why I have a big problem with what Kevin Durant did. What my thoughts on it being scripted notwithstanding, I had a big problem with what he did as far as like this is unprecedented. Like come on, man, you're one of the best players in the league. You go to the best team that beat you. Like, come on, man, that was some bitch shit. Andre Iguodala,
That'll be a debate for another time.
Yeah, exactly. Andre Iguodala, people don't think about this no more. Did the same shit. He's currently on the team that did that to him. His Nuggets were the third seed against the Warriors. They lost, and then you go to them. Now it paid off, but that was some big shit. Of
course, it paid off because he wanted to win a championship, and when you want to win a championship, you do what it takes to win a championship.
Man, he look.
Why am I be loyal to a team that I'm not working for? Listen, I don't owe any team any loyalty. First of all,
well, in that case, it wasn't about that.
Yeah, services rendered. I got paid for services rendered. Now I'm going to take my talents to somewhere else.
I just have a problem with you going to the team that beat you. And then for him to go to the Heat, y'all, you how many times y'all done battled them, man? You beat them in 2010. They beat y'all the year prior in 2011. Then they beat you again when you got even further. All those fucking battles against LeBron, and then you go on this team, and then you win a ring. That might be a problem with the guys. That might be kind of. There's some people saying in the comments, are y'all salty that they won?
Salty as hell,
yeah,
nigga.
You know
that's what I did him bad because he went and got that chip, and not only did he get the chip, but he was a reason why they got the chip.
Yes,
that shot that saved LeBron's legacy.
Clutchest shot of all time.
Okay,
no question about it.
Got the chip because of your boy Ray. You guys are some haters. And they caught you up on that when they went on skipping Shannon's Undisputed. When Big Baby Davis went on there, they caught him up on that.
Yeah. Well,
talking about it ain't all about the money.
Yeah,
well, you went to the Clippers, nigga.
He shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't care about him because he wasn't even on the team at the time Ray left. So fuck him. Anyway. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Ray Allen. Fuck Ray Allen. He got left. And then that puss ass nigga posted some shit on Facebook talking about, I was hacked. Fuck no, nigga. Because he didn't even say nothing that bad. Look, like they said on this one show, this Sports Nation, he's like, look, if I'm a hacker, if I'm a computer genius, am I gonna hack somebody's social media account or am I gonna hack their fucking bank account? You know what I'm saying? So these celebrities need to miss us with this fucking hack shit. It's bullshit.
Man, Ray Allen said, I got a better chance of kissing Donald Trump on the mouth than apologizing to these boys. He said that. So what makes you think he wouldn't say what he said on social media? He probably was hacked. Who knows?
You shitting me? He wasn't fucking hacked. If you believe that dumb shit. But look.
I believe, you know what? I believe Ray Allen seems like the type of person who's unapologetic for what he do. You know what I'm saying?
Then he shouldn't have had
So if he did it, if he did it, then he would be unapologetic about it.
I don't think so. He didn't say nothing even that bad. He said the power to push limits, and Ray and Rondo. I wish I had the gory details of why.
You know what, man? Them niggas is some haters, bro. I get that from them. I don't like Rondo. I don't like Kevin Garnett, and I don't like motherfucking Big Baby Davis. Them niggas is lames to me. Okay, especially Kevin Garnett, bitch ass, man. Cause I heard tales about that nigga, some behind the scenes shit that I just don't fucking like.
Well, shit, shoot. I don't even know.
There was this one tale. Well, I guess Big Baby Davis said it on Undisputed. He was practicing, and sometimes he kind of shouts at himself to get himself motivated while he's practicing. So while he's doing that, Kevin Garnett walks up and is like, "Yo, Rook, what the fuck you popping off at the mouth for?" And Big Baby Davis said, "Well, this is how I motivate. This is how I focus." And Kevin Garnett's like, "Fuck your motivation, nigga." Shit like that. I heard he headbutted a wall when what was it? Making the Band was on. I don't know if you folks remember Making the Band. I guess Ines or one of them cats wasn't doing something right, and he says, "You gotta want it," and he jumps up and he headbutts a wall and shit. You crazy ass nigga, what the fuck? I heard some other stories about him trying to disrespect niggas and shit. Cause you 7 foot tall, you feel like you can't get touched, nigga.
Okay. Well, look. Be that as it may, I feel like they are justified in their reaction to what Ray Allen did. I applaud them for still holding that fucking grudge. Fuck that nigga. Now,
Ray Allen was one of the reasons why you puss ass niggas got a championship ring. You should put him in there simply for that.
I can somewhat agree, but my thing is this: I don't have a problem. What he did was betrayal. It was betrayal.
Betraying what? What did he betray? LeBron James is one individual. You harbor that much resentment against one individual that you turning your back on a fellow champion because he went and played for that team. Man. It's just not that serious,
Shaq
bro.
and Kobe didn't give a fuck. They three-peated together. Them niggas didn't get along. You said, "Hey Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes." They didn't get along, so that shit.
Okay, but Shaq and Kobe have mutual respect for each other, and I guarantee you, if they do a Lakers reunion, Kobe's gonna be there.
Only because they made amends. Like I'm talking about in 04, 05. Them niggas,
who's shutting Kobe out? Who shutting Kobe out of the Lakers?
Well, shit. Yeah, no one. But.
No one. Fuck that. That's bullshit. That's whack. And it doesn't matter that they had problems with each other. That's just whack. This is a Celtics reunion. Who cares if they left? Well, he should have said something. Okay, I understand. He should have said something. But stop being a bitch.
Look, man, I don't think it's being a bitch. Kevin Garnett said it best. He said, people don't understand. You're one of those people. Well, people don't understand. This is real life for us. All right? This is real life for them.
Fuck out of here.
See, you don't understand. You can't relate. So you can't put yourself. You always talk about putting yourself in someone else's shoes.
Real life is listen.
That's their job. That's real life.
Military. You military. You guys are Marines or something. You guys were in the trenches shooting at motherfuckers and stuff. Or y'all gangbangers and y'all was in the street selling crack and risking y'all lives to go into prison and shooting at niggas. That's real life. Putting a fucking ball through a goddamn hoop. That ain't nothing to be acting like a bitch over.
Man, that's other people's reality. You talking about the low ends of real life. We talking about motherfuckers who are. See, human nature is human nature. When you're elevated to a certain stature and affluence, you're gonna the way you live your life is gonna be affected by that, obviously. But your human nature is still gonna be intact.
They won a championship with one another. It's not even like LeBron James stopped them from winning a championship. It ain't even like that. I could even understand that more. This was the dude that y'all just could not get past to get y'all championship ring.
To get another one, 2012,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But you got one, though. So it's not like it was a Michael Jordan situation where I can understand if Patrick Ewing left the Knicks and joined the Bulls. That would be like, okay, man, what the fuck, dude?
That's some Kevin Durant shit.
We went up against this dude, and he stopped us at every turn from getting our championship.
Yeah, that would be worse.
Then I can understand your angst, your anger. You'd be like, man, this is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? LeBron didn't even stop y'all. Y'all got y'all bullshit little ring. But so what the fuck you?
They should have won more than one. If 2009, I just read up on it. The 2009 Celtics, after the following year, they won a championship in 2008. The next year, they still fucking coming in swinging, man, and they lose Garnett, and they go down. They were supposed to win multiple championships. They got to the finals in 2010. Then they get it to the Eastern. They get within one game of the Eastern Conference Finals again in 2012. That could have been a dynasty if things went the right way.
Why didn't they?
Well, I mean, they weren't chosen every year. I mean, they let them get their
They just wasn't getting past certain cats. That's all.
No. See, it's like you're speaking from now. I got a conspiracy theorist Jay.
I don't want to talk about that shit, man. You gonna get into some rigging shit again.
We can't.
You're gonna make the audiences upset, man.
No, not really. Because a lot of them know the truth, and if they don't, I'll refer them to certain motherfuckers.
No, man. A lot of people don't want to hear that shit, man. Let's just talk about it straight from a purely academic standpoint, man. Your ass is going into a bunch of theories that can't be proven.
We can prove. I mean, look, we can say with a great deal of certainty that the NBA is not legit 100%.
Okay, but we don't know what aspect, and we don't know what does and what doesn't. So
we don't always know what they're doing.
Especially going back as far as Boston Celtics and what they did and didn't do in the playoffs and all that type of stuff.
Well, I do know. I watched it. I do know that they were screwed in 2010 in the finals.
Oh my God.
I know this. They were screwed. They were not allowed to win that series.
Was one game. That shit that happened with Pau Gasol you talking about and all that stuff, that was one game. What about the other 6? They went to game 7, right? What about the other 6 games?
It was gonna go 7. Kim Kardashian, one of the Kardashian brothers, he I think he was the one. He said, look, he had, because Lamar Odom had some relevance. Obviously, he was dating Chloe or married to Chloe. I don't remember which at the time. They asked him. TMZ asked him, like, what's up with these Celtics Lakers? He was like, look, this dude is so rigged. He's like, it was gonna go 7. He didn't say which team was gonna prevail, but he did say, man, it's so rigged. It was gonna go 7 the entire time. So certain games might have been rigged.
Like, I believe that the Lakers had to throw against the Mavericks.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? But the reason why I believe that is because of the outward display. I mean, they taking their jerseys off. 3-4 teammates taking their jerseys off. Mm-hmm. That was a protest. Motherfuckers is bowing niggas going into the. That's just an outward display of this is some BS.
Yeah, no reason they should have, like, I would argue they were the 2-time defending champs. They shouldn't have lost. But they definitely, like you said, shouldn't have gotten swept. Like that's crazy. But
that means that the Lakers probably should have won it that year in 2011.
That would have been.
That would have been another championship in Kobe's hat.
It'd have been great. That would have been LeBron against Kobe. But we haven't seen that. And as I told you, y'all can debate this in the comment section. If the NBA is rigged, which it is, me and LJ are both on the same page with that. Then you have to think the NBA, for some reason, didn't want LeBron and Kobe to meet. Otherwise, they would have made it happen. So, I don't want to say
or maybe it's just,
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Whatever you're going to say, I'm going to stop. Because it's been too close too many times for you to say, oh, well, they could have made it happen if they wanted to. They could have easily got them past Dwight Howard's Magic in 2009, the Cavs. Or they could have got the Lakers past.
Man, wasn't nobody getting past Orlando but the Lakers. Man, that squad was tough, man.
Man, LeBron.
It was a 3-point shooting team with a terrorizing inside presence. That was a tough squad.
You know why Kobe and LeBron both cited 2009? Both of them on video have cited 2009 was the chance that they could have met each other, and it didn't happen. They both cited that. The reason why, because in 2008, you have to remember, in 2008, 2009, the Cavs won 66 games.
Yes, they did.
Against they probably should have beaten the Magic. They probably shouldn't have beaten the
Magic.
Magic.
I don't know, man. Dwight Howard was at his apex then. He was not easy. He was not easy to beat, man. It was not easy to beat, and they had a squad, bro.
They could have had.
They had Turkoglu and Rashad Lewis and Jameer Nelson. Man, they had a squad, man.
Malarkey. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't have a squad, but come on, man. They could have easily had Dwight Howard underperforming, whatever the case may be. Because people need to understand when it comes to this rigging shit and throwing game. I mean, excuse me. I just foreshadow what I was going to say. Well, it's not just the refs. As a matter of fact, the refs have minimal influence nowadays. Nowadays, they want a team to lose. They'll just have them underperform intentionally, throwing the fucking game. They could have easily had Dwight Howard underperform like they had D. Rose underperform in the 2011 finals against the Heat. Look.
What? Say that again.
Derrick Rose underperformed in 2000.
So you telling me that the Bulls had to throw it? Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, man.
Let's look at it. The Bulls season swept the Miami Heat. Number 1. Number 2, they had the number 1 seed, so they had home court advantage. Number 3, they blew the Heat out in game 1. And number 4, the Bulls got the number 1 seed the following year. That was the year D. Rose got hurt in the playoffs. But they got the number 1 seed in the lockout year. They were able to overcome the lockout shit. Because a lot of players struggle with that because they were out of shape. They were still able to come back together and get the number 1 seed again. They were probably the better team, but D. Rose shooting 32% MVP. Fuck out of here,
bro.
Bullshit.
The East is a fucking cakewalk conference. So it'll be easier for a team like the Bulls, who may not be as good as the Cavs, okay, or the Heat, to come up and be the first seed. It happened this year.
They won 60
Boston
games,
Celtics became the first seed in the Eastern Conference, and they're not as good as the Cavs.
No, they're not.
So it doesn't matter that they gained the first seed.
But the Bulls won 61 games. That's a big difference. They had the MVP Derrick Rose, who's better than Isaiah Thomas was.
Yeah, but they weren't beating no motherfucking Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James. That's not happening. They beat them
in the regular season.
You keep talking about the regular season. The Grizzlies beat Golden State a few times in the regular season. Who's the better team?
Look,
who's the better team? Golden State. So what they did in the regular season is not supposed to have that much.
Who's to say? If it was clean, the Grizzlies couldn't beat the Warriors.
Boy,
who's to say if they're bad?
Ladies and gentlemen, this interview is about to be over. This podcast is about to be over.
Who's to say if it was clean, the Warriors couldn't lose?
Because my co-host is acting ridiculous right now. He's talking bullshit. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Because if he really thinks that the Grizzlies had any type of chance against Golden State, he's lost his mind. You know what I'm saying right now, and the white boys need to come and put the shit around them. What do they call that? The straight jacket, and cart his ass off, man.
I'm just saying. I feel like the reason for you to go on that monologue you just went on is you've been programmed by what happens in the playoffs. You've been programmed to see certain teams prevail.
No,
Obviously,
I just know that the playoffs is a totally different animal from the regular season. Something that you just will not recognize. I don't know why.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because the better team is gonna, if it's clean, they're gonna always win. And if they're favored,
first seed and second seed is not that much of a difference. Just like third seed and fourth seed is not that much of a difference.
It depends. I mean,
just because you're first seed and somebody's the second seed doesn't automatically mean that you're the better team. Again, Boston Celtics captured the first seed. They are not better than the Cavs. It doesn't necessarily mean it translates to them being a better team.
If you think about it, the Cavs could have got that if they wanted to. They decided not to get it. They didn't want to see the Bulls. They didn't want to see the Wizards in the second round. They threw games. They tanked, so to speak.
This isn't the first time the Cavs dropped from the first seed.
Yeah, that's true. But see, the thing is, I don't think. But this year, see, when they lost to the Hawks, they couldn't do shit about it. The Hawks were on a rampage. This year, they could have had that if they wanted to. They threw games. Once they lost those 2 games to my Hawks, like let me say it again. The first game, you lost to the starter. The second game, you blew a 20-something point lead. Anyway, they couldn't do nothing with the Hawks. But this year, they could have took that shit if they wanted. They just didn't want it. They didn't want to see the Bulls in the first round. They didn't want to see the Wizards in the second. So I'm just saying it's a little different. So I'm saying the Hawks, if I talk about the Hawks, they were better than the Cavs in the regular season. No question about it. But it's just they weren't favored to win over little fucking LeBron.
Oh, stop it, man.
This is real shit.
Is LeBron the greatest basketball player out right now or not? Is he the best in the world now or not?
He's the best player in the world.
If he's the best player in the world right now, then it stands to reason why they wouldn't be able to prevail against him.
But see,
their team was not that much inferior. It's not like he was taking, let's say, the 76ers and had them prevail against. You know what I'm saying? He took a team that was really good.
I feel like we got a little bit off subject, though. We was talking about Ray Allen and shit.
We back on Ray Allen now, huh?
We gotta get back to that.
I don't really got much to say about that shit.
Oh well, let me finish.
All right, I'll respond if I hear something.
Ray Allen did something despicable, and they're justified in my opinion to not fuck with him no more. He shouldn't have never went to the Heat like that. I'm sorry.
First of all, Ray Allen was a part of the Celtics.
He was a part.
He was a part. And he was a big part. He was the reason why they won that championship. So how you gonna diminish take away his role like he just wasn't there because he went to another team?
My thing is when you have a reunion like that, it's supposed to be festive. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to be cordial with one another. How are you gonna do that when you know in the back of your mind?
Big Baby Davis doesn't like Doc Rivers, yet they still put Doc Rivers on there on the screen. Did he not? Did they not?
Does he not like him? Or
he does. He doesn't care for him, and he's been critical of him on many occasions.
It could be just subjective criticism.
Did you see the way Big Baby was looking when he appeared on the screen?
No, I didn't see.
Yeah, he was like, man, what the fuck is this dude doing on here?
Maybe because he just wanted Doc to bring it up. Like, you said I'm overrated. Who knows? But whatever.
All I'm saying is everything ain't that kosher between the two.
Look, I'm sorry, but fuck Ray Allen. You're gonna always have that championship, and you got another championship. More power to you, buddy. But you're not a part of that brotherhood no more. It's supposed to be a certain kind of bond after you got retired.
Neck ass.
Like they're all retired now. Paul Pierce played his last game. They're all retired. They're supposed to still be close, and you fucked that up. So when they have certain festivities and activities going on that it's supposed to be a bond brotherhood type of thing, you excluded yourself when you pulled that move. I'm sorry. So it is.
Boy,
it is what it is. And if you are unapologetic, man, well, shit, then be unapologetic, not dealing with those guys because you screwed them over.
I don't think he is dealing with them. I think that shit is whack. Even Shannon was like, man, y'all need to stop that shit. That shit is petty as hell. That's some petty ass shit, man.
Maybe I'm biased because
holding grudges for that damn long. That's petty as hell.
See, I'm gonna be honest with you. You weren't a Celtics fan. I was, so maybe I'm biased.
I liked the Boston Celtics.
But I was a full-fledged fan. I mean, I can understand you like them. So I was upset when Ray Allen. See, unlike them, unlike Paul Pierce, maybe he, there was nothing that could have been said. If you don't, Lord, this nigga over here cheating like a motherfucker, man.
Because I was happy when he went to the Heat, nigga.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's LeBron to the day I nigga.
This fanboy right here, man. Straight up Stan.
I don't stand, man. I just recognize greatness, bro. I recognize this greatness unfold.
I guess Shannon Sharp ain't no Stan either.
No, this nigga talking about he got did you see a picture? This man got the LeBron sheets with the blankets.
No, I never
his
seen
face. Yeah, he got his face and his body on that motherfucker. Asking is that too much? Yeah, that's too much, nigga.
Yeah, that's way too
Sleeping
much.
on motherfucking LeBron. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's sus.
That's some other shit right there.
Real shit.
But no, man, I just recognize greatness.
I mean, I recognize it too.
There's levels to the shit though. He ain't fucking with Kobe to me, and Kobe ain't fucking with Mike. There's levels to this shit. You feel?
Definitely got to get to that another day.
Yeah, we're gonna do that another time, y'all. We ain't doing that today.
Well, you know what? I think on that note, this might have to conclude this episode.
We didn't even introduce ourselves, man.
We really didn't.
Okay, so I'm LJ,
and I am Jay, aka C60,
C60,
aka Leonard, my real name, my government.
AKA I'm not gonna give y'all my real name because I don't like it.
And I'm gonna give y'all a hint that L is not his first name.
It is not. No.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we gonna do more content coming. We gonna see how this does, and hopefully, y'all enjoy the content. We can produce more for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But on that note, Jay out.
Jay out.